Good evening, students. Welcome to Amigos Prep Talks. This is Sudhir Kumar, faculty, Amigos IAS. Today, we have in our midst Kalyan sir, Chief Mentor, Amigos IAS. Hello, sir.
Hi sir,
How are you doing?
I'm good too. How about you?
I'm good. Thank you.
Yes sir.
Sir, of late, I'm listening to something incredible about Prelims Navigator. Could you explain us what it is?
Yes sir. So recently we have launched a program called as Prelims Navigator. As the name suggests, it's to navigate students from today all the way till prelims. Because as you know, prelims is not an easy challenge to navigate. Students will have a lot of confusions. So I was thinking, how can we help the students, especially students of Ashok Nagar or from our Telugu states, how can we maximize the impact so that we will have more number of students to write mains? So the hurdle here is not lack of hard work. I'm pretty sure many good students are working very hard, but a small amount of navigation, a guidance, a nudge will help them achieve their success. So we thought, like, let's have a holistic program, not bits and pieces. Navigate means to navigate in every way. That is, we have a GS crash course, we have a test series, we have CSAT, we have material to guide them, and we have even planned meticulously handouts so students will get active recall mechanism. That means questions will be framed in such a way so that whatever they are listening to the crash courses or PYQ analysis, they will also gain more insights.
Yeah.
So it's like a program which will not leave any stone unturned, from quick revision material covering current affairs and static revision material all the way till full length test, sectional test, half length test, full length test, CSAT classes, CSAT tests. Like, there is nothing that you are not going to cover under Prelims Navigator. So Prelims Navigator is like that 360-degree coverage where once you enroll in it, you are covered. Not only this, it will also provide you access to all in-house mentors, so that you will have good number of 6 to 7 mentors who will be guiding you in everything. And the special USP of this program is, whatever the crash course is, like static subjects that we will be dealing, it will be dealt by the respective subject expert. The beauty is, someone who is spending all his time teaching economy will also guide you, like which areas are more important in economy. That is something really maximizer of the student, right? Like, student will get the maximum benefit out of it. So this is the Prelims Navigator, sir.
Sir, since you mentioned about general studies, right? What exactly the program would be like?
Okay, so in GS crash course, it has 2 stages. First stage is like 100 hours of perspective change through PYQ analysis. Because I see students who come to Ashok Nagar or in general UPSC, they will say, sir, this came in the news, this will become a prelims question. In something in some town name in Israel, this will become a question. Like, he will generate his own questions. So I have an analogy. For example, this is UPSC benchmark. Okay, student's question can be here or it can be here. He is not in the frequency of UPSC prelims questions. So first of all, in the 100 hours, that will start in November 8th. We will have an orientation session. From November till January, we will slowly tune the student to the frequency of UPSC questions. Once you are tuned to the last 10 years of UPSC questions, pattern and demands, next time when you see a topic or a question, you will know whether it's overboard or whether it's underboard. Like is it too low in standard or too high in standard? So he will get that perspective. That is stage 1. After that, we will start the test series so that we will slowly nudge him to get the perspective of MCQ. Because end of the day, it's all about the game of MCQs in the 2 hours on May 26th.
True.
So basic PYQs, slowly start the test, half length test and all those things, then which is 50 questions per test. Then stage 2 is 20 to 25 hours of dedicatedly targeted areas of subject revision. So instead of asking him to read every topic under polity, we will ask him to focus on the high scoring areas or areas where UPSC loves to ask questions. So because of this, student will get a perspective. Sir is asking me to focus on Pareto optimality. What I call as Pareto optimality is 20% of your syllabus will get 80% of the scores.
True.
Right? For example,
it should be very productive.
Yes, sir.
High yielding areas.
Exactly. If you take the latest edition of Lakshmikant, it has around 90 chapters. But instead of mastering fundamental rights, you are mastering every other chapter. It's useless.
Yes.
Master fundamental rights, master preamble first.
True.
Who will tell you the very important areas, what I call as core of the core areas?
Okay.
So master the core of the core areas. That will be in the crash course 2, GS crash course.
So in this 20-25 orders of a particular module classes in stage 2, it is not just randomly picking few things which are preferred by the faculty, rather there is scientific meticulous preparation behind it.
Definitely, sir. The program from start to end also includes objective learnings. It even includes students' mental health. Let's imagine you are a wonderful student, okay, and you are not able to sleep just the day before the exam. Nothing is going to help you in the exam hall, right? All your hard work is going to go into the drain.
Yes.
So it's our job as a mentor to make sure your mental health is also improving.
Okay.
From there all the way till weightage. For example, if you look at papers from 2011 till 2023, which areas are getting more weightage from UPSC? Environment, biodiversity, economy, geography. What is the weightage? Everything is designed using data. Nothing is out of my whims and fancies. Everything is objective. Everything have a purpose. Every single dot will connect in the end. So connecting all the dots will make sure student is ready psychologically, student is ready through the content wise, student is ready through practice wise. As you mentioned, even in the sectional tests or the crash course is happening, we will give you handouts so that you can test yourself whether you are improving or not. So objective performance tracking is also included in the course. So student will know, when I joined this course, I was here. By the time I am reaching March, I should be here. By April, I should be here. By May, I should be writing full length tests where I should be scoring optimally around 100 to 110. Am I doing all these things or not? Everything will be noted down so that student will know.
Great to hear this. Say, for example, I joined your course. For some reason, my performance is dipping. Will you have any specific student to student with faculty interaction or mentor interaction? Will your mentors will be available to me? How do you help me? How do you design a strategy to improve my scores?
Oh, fantastic question, sir. So basically, I treat every single individual as a separate entity. No two people will have same strategy. Let's say your scores are dipping. Why? In the beginning days, you had a lot of fear about MCQs. You started your preparation. Your scores started improving. Then somehow you will develop a complacency. I understood everything. I know the trick. I have to solve more questions. The problem here is it's not about solving more questions. The problem here is about which questions you should be getting correct, which questions, even if you make a mistake, doesn't make any difference in the world. That is something that student needs to know. Then he or she can come to our mentors. There are definitely some or the other person always available in Amigos. So Amigos in-house mentors are always available, irrespective of your assigned mentor. You can come and talk to anyone so that you can track your performance.
Okay. One more question from the student's perspective. If you observe 2020, 21, 22 CSAT papers,
Yes.
literally well-read students who worked very hard, who got good scores in general studies, who crossed 100 marks in GS paper 1, they failed in CSAT. And now they got a lot of anxiety, fear towards CSAT. And it has becoming a Herculean task to get good score. Then is there any program designed in this scheme which will help the fears of the students regarding CSAT?
Yes, sir. So as the joke goes, in last year paper, the S is silent in CSAT. So it became a CAT paper, right?
True.
So people call it as a CAT paper rather than CSAT paper. So considering that, I'm pretty sure UPSC get its rationality back again and start asking proper CSAT questions. So we have a 40-hour crash course dedicatedly for CSAT.
Oh.
Plus last 10 years CSAT paper analysis classes will also
Within
be
this
there.
program?
Within this
Wow.
program.
Great.
So the thing is, all the previous year question programs, whether GS or CSAT, is freely available to all students. You don't have to join this course, but you have to register. If you are registered student of this institute, or if you register in our institute, you will get access to all the GS plus CSAT previous year question analysis classes or videos. Apart from that, our CSAT course is designed in such a way so that we will come down to the student level, because it will happen either in December or January.
Okay.
So student will get an idea of his assessment. After that, it's pure practice, right? Because CSAT is not something that you will learn in 1 day, 10 days, right? It's a continuous process.
Yes.
Every single day you have to put your effort. So we will train you then we will have CSAT tests, and within that, if you have any questions regarding the mentorship in CSAT issues, you can again talk to the mentors.
So it is like SWOT analysis.
So, yes, sir. It will give you a perspective. It will tell you where you are. It will train you. Then it will ask you to practice.
Okay.
So that you will know easy, medium, difficult questions. Everything will be covered.
Great to hear that. So students, grab this opportunity. Google Forms are available in Amigos website. Today, fill the form and get your name registered. And one more thing, sir. There are many current affairs available in the market. And you know, market is flooded with current affairs. Now, why should I pick this current affairs power kit?
It's a straightforward question, sir. It's the single thing is dumping. When I say current affairs, normally what people understand is dump. Everything that happened in the last 1.5 year or 18 months of current affairs, I will pick it up and dump it on the face of the student. So when a question comes, I will claim question came from my current affairs.
True.
As a student or as a reader, okay, student will feel, do I have to remember all these things? He will develop something called as FOMO, that is fear of missing out.
True.
So if I don't read this line, maybe question will come from this. But if you observe UPSC pattern, actually, UPSC is not asking something hidden behind the scenes, right? It is asking something very obvious, but it needs you to develop conceptual clarity. So to develop conceptual clarity, you cannot read everything and anything under the sun and hope to remember it. So what we are doing in the current affairs is we are going to distribute or segregate current affairs into two things. One is preferably from Jan to December this year, and from Jan to May next year, or May to December, whichever is feasible immediately. So current affairs will be split into two parts.
So I will be getting 2 books from you.
2 books only for current affairs, that too meticulously edited, so that you will read only the most important things. Okay.
The most.
Yeah, the most important things. Hopefully, the same questions will come in the current affairs. But again, as you know, UPSC prefers to ask something from past also, blast from the past. So something that is happening, let's say governor issue or something, that may go back to few years and ask some current affairs question. Or Biorock question few years ago was a old question.
No, that surprise element
will
is
always
constant.
be there.
Yes.
So what we are trying to do is, instead of spoon feeding the student, we want them to understand why this question came. Everything is thematized. Like why this question, the theme behind it, the PYQ behind it.
So even in current affairs also, you're following thematic.
Definitely.
Good. Great.
So students will get that idea. Okay, this is our expectation. This is what I have to reach. So 2 books for current affairs, and combined or bonus to that material, the power kit is it also includes 1 book which will be helpful for students to revise all the static part in as limited pages as possible.
That sounds very interesting and challenging.
Yes, sir. I will tell you an example. Let's say constitutional bodies. No matter how many times we read constitutional bodies, the confusion will always be whose retirement age is 62, 65, who will retire 6 years or earlier, 5 years or earlier, something like. So if we can tabulate everything, if we can convert them into something that student can revise very quickly, student will get benefit from it. So I am covering your static, I am covering your current affairs. Both of them will be thematic, and the areas will be from previous year question themes. So in simple words, we will do all the hard work for you. All you have to do is read and practice.
Trust you, revise and prepare for exam. Good.
Because if students start doing all this R&D, it will take good amount of time.
Waste of time.
Definitely, right? And between us in our Amigos Institute, all the mentors, we have 40-50 years of experience, right?
Together, yes.
Together, collectively. So that kind of experience cannot be replaced by enthusiasm. So enthusiasm is a poor substitute for experience.
Exactly, well said.
So experience is our asset. We will do all the hard work for you. Just trust us, do the process. And unlike mains, you can see your progress immediately. You've done a test, ABCD, you close the paper, you check the answer key, immediately you know whether you have progressed or not. You don't need someone to tell you whether you are progressing or not in prelims.
You can see it by yourself.
Prelims progress is visible.
Yes.
So that is what I'm aiming for, so that students will clear this hurdle very easily and focus both on GS and CSAT. Because the tendency with student is, last year I have failed CSAT, I will focus excessively on CSAT only.
Ignoring GS.
Ignoring GS. Yes. So to avoid that trap, we are covering both GS and CSAT.
Sir, one final question.
Yes, sir.
You said meticulously designed tests, full length test, half length test, sectional test. Again, the same question. Market is flooded with several test series. So why a student should pick your test series?
Yes, sir. So again, as I said, there used to be a time when people used to call full length tests.
True.
What is the purpose of full length test? That means to test the student in wide range of areas, probably preferably in UPSC standards. So on day one, if I give a full length test to a student, he or she will be confused. His or her morale will come down. Right. So the common complaint I hear in test series is, sir, I'm not crossing 70 or 80. No matter how hard I try, I am not able to progress. So what we are doing in this test series is, I will tell you an example. Let's say you wrote a test. You come to me and say, sir, I am getting 80 marks. You are getting 80 marks. Fantastic. That means 40 questions net yours are correct. Okay. But 40 easy or 40 medium questions led to the 80 score. Or is it 80 difficult questions, or like 20 difficult questions, 20 medium questions that led to 80?
80.
So the questions will be segregated into different levels. Depending on your performance. Okay, you got all the easy questions wrong. That means your basics are weak.
So I have to go back to NCRTs.
NCRTs
Okay.
or standard textbooks. Okay, but your difficult questions which are contemporary in nature, some current affairs mixed, etc., even they are correct. That means you are fantastically on the path. So the test series is designed in such a way so that it will not give you false sense of security. Because a student got 80, another student got 80. Both of them will think that my score is 80. But the student A got 80 marks because of easy and medium questions. But student B got 80 marks because of difficult questions and medium questions. So in my opinion, student B is having a higher chance of clearing prelims rather than student A. So I will remove that sense of security or false sense of security from the student A and say, see, this is where you are going wrong. Because UPSC will preferably ask difficult questions. Right. So A should learn to focus on B, and B should also think why his easy questions are going wrong. So both will have something to learn.
So in a nutshell, you're trying to maintain balance in your question papers.
Yes, sir.
Not everything is dumped to project yourself as highly standard test series.
See, UPSC,
No, that is what we see in market.
Sir, you see, UPSC is also not asking all the highly intellectual questions, right? A question paper cannot have 100 intellectual questions. UPSC is playing at a very basic level. As I keep jokingly, saying with my students, if UPSC one day decides to ask all NCRT questions, half of the Janta will fail.
True.
The problem is why? Because see, again, you have to think about it. UPSC is here. Institutes have to play here, or else people will say, "Arey, this institute questions are not up to the mark." Who are you to decide? When UPSC itself is asking, say for example, if UPSC asks what is 10th schedule, okay, people will say mind-blowing question. But if the same question is asked by some institute, we'll blame the institute. This is a very silly question. The problem is not with UPSC. The problem with us is with us.
So it is, in my perception.
In my perception, I add more weightage to UPSC. You cannot ask simple questions. If UPSC asks NCRT level questions,
Yes.
people will feel, this is confusing. But actually UPSC is playing that only, right?
Yes,
there is an asymmetry between UPSC and other market papers. Why UPSC is keeping it very simple to a level. I'm not saying all the 100 questions.
Yes.
So cutoffs are also reflecting the same thing.
Yes, exactly.
Even the toppers are not, this year even the toppers are not scoring more than 110, 115. I have hardly heard that numbers, unlike other years.
Yes.
So that clearly says UPSC is asking you, see, whatever you know them perfectly. Up to 45 questions, that is 90 or 100. If you can score, the rest are not your cup of tea, it's fine. But you should not make mistakes in the 40, 45. That is the basics.
Okay.
Right. So instead of dumping all the 100 intellectual questions on the face of the student, we are trying to keep it very balanced.
True.
So every paper will give him that sense of confidence, and at the same time it will push you, nudge you to make yourself better.
Okay.
That's the purpose, sir.
So good to hear that, sir. Since you mentioned about subject experts, who are dealing these modules here?
So that's a nice question, sir. So basically we have vast amount of experience in our institute. So we'll start with the first subject, that is economy. Indian economy at all levels has been dealt by Fazal sir. So Indian economy will be dealt by Fazal sir. Polity will be dealt by our Adnan sir. Then we have science and tech, which is being dealt by Hari Krishna sir. Then we have Ramesh sir, our eminent faculty for geography. Then we have Rafi Ahmad sir, who will be dealing with art and culture, ancient and medieval histories. Modern Indian history will be dealt by Uday Simha sir. Okay, and some part of current affairs will be dealt by me. Then Environment and biodiversity will be dealt by Gautam sir.
Okay,
So,
good.
so you won't be seeing the same face covering all subjects.
Yes.
So every subject will be dealt by that subject expert
So,
who have done good amount of research on the PYQs, analysis, the trends, and they also know what students will lack or which questions are difficult for the student. So they will be teaching the students not only the questions, they will be teaching the perspective. Insights are more valuable.
yes, exactly.
Sir, it's a very common thing, right? Nobody will come to a mentor saying, so what to read for polity. Everybody knows Lakshmikant. That is
Yes.
not a surprise. The thing here is, in Lakshmikant, what should be read first? How much depth should be given?
True.
What amount of time to be invested? These are the things that will be covered in the entire program. So from start to end, we will make sure we are covering everything, right? So that's the perspective, sir. So trust us, we will change your perspective, we will make it better. Then we will test you, we will guide you from general discussions all the way till pep talk. We are here to support the student because I believe UPSC is a toughest exam. Like people say UPSC is a toughest exam. It's tough not only because of the time and energy it demands from you in the exam hall or in the preparation. What you do outside the exam hall is equally important. So a student who doesn't develop a good sleeping cycle before the exam will be affected. A student who doesn't have a mental strength to face the uncertainty in the exam hall will suffer, right? So every person is a unique candidate. Every person has a potential. All we need to do is identify whose strengths are what, whose weakness is what, and guide them.
So this is one-stop destination to clear prelims this year.
Hopefully, sir. Like we are planning in such a way that we will give the maximum amount of effort and we will put maximum amount of hard work in this, so that your job will be to just follow it.
Yes.
Okay, we are trying to make it as easy as possible. That is like prelims simplified, right?
Yes.
We are simplifying it, but as I say, simple is not easy. We can make the path simple for you, but end of the day, it's you who has to walk. I can teach you CSAT in 40 hours, but it's up to you to practice it for 100 hours.
Yes.
So our guidance, your hard work, collectively, hopefully lead to your success.
Okay.
So that's the target, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. So students, so you heard this, and trust me, wonderful program was designed keeping in mind 2024 prelims paper. Grab the opportunity, fill the forms in website and register yourself, and we are going to have an interactive session, orientation session of Navigator program on November 8th. See you there. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.